So for work problems, there's just two steps. First step is make the time the same, and second step is just to do algebra. So let's look at an example. Let's say we have 3 printers. One printer, we'll call it A, it takes 6 hours to make one newspaper, okay? Then we have this another printer, his name is B, and it takes 9 hours to make a newspaper, and then we have C, 12 hours for a newspaper. And let's say, you know, we need a newspaper in less than 6 hours. So we're gonna run all of these printers, right? And so the question is like, how long will it take if all of these printers are working to make one newspaper? So using the steps, we'll say make time the same. So we see the times are all very different. We know that 6 hours will give us one newspaper, 9 hours will also give us one newspaper, and 12 hours will also give us one newspaper, all from different printers. But we want to make time the same. So what we're going to do is we're basically just going to find the least common multiple for all of them. So for 12, 9, and 6, we're going to see 6, 9, 12. What number is like a multiple of all of these? And so you can really just multiply them out, or we can see that 72 will work. Because 9 times 8 is 72, 12 times 6 is 72, and 6 times 12 is 72, right? So since we have all these numbers that add up to 72, we're going to make all the times 72 because we want to make the times the same. In other words, we want to find the LCM, least common multiple. So the least common multiple for 6, so we saw that we have to multiply by 12. So let's multiply. We know that using that, in 72 hours, this printer can make 12 copies, 12 newspapers, right? It makes sense. 6 hours, one newspaper, multiplied by 12 means like he did it 12 times, 72 hours, 12 newspapers. Same thing for the 9. We're going to say that he makes 8 newspapers in 72 hours. And same thing for the 12. We're going to say he only makes 6 newspapers in 72 hours. And it makes sense. You see he makes the most amount of newspapers because he's the fastest. He makes the least amount of newspapers because he's the slowest. Okay, so we did step number 1. So we can give ourselves a check. Alright, so we did that, make time the same. Now we just do algebra. So we know that 72 hours is 12 newspapers, 72 hours is 8 newspapers, 72 hours is 6 newspapers. So suppose I ran all of these for 72 hours, how many newspapers would I have? I would have 26, right? So 26 newspapers, NP, will be 72 hours. But the question, we only want one newspaper. We want to know how long will it take for one newspaper. So we don't know how many hours, we'll just say X hours. And then we can cross multiply, just like this. In other words, we have like fraction equal to each other. We have a fraction like this equal to this without these dashes, right? This is how it would look like. And so from here, we just basically solve this fraction. Good ways to just cross multiply. So we'll get 26x. 26x is equal to 72. Because 72 times 1 is just 72. So then we just divide both sides by 26. X is equal to 72 over 26. And we can simplify, but essentially that is our answer. That's how many newspapers we can make. No, that's how long it will take if we ran all 3 printers to make one newspaper.